The cardboard shows me how it was, when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands. And she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. All three stood still to smile through their hair, at the uncle with the camera, a sweet face. My mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet.
The poet, Shirley Towelson, looks at a cardboard. A cardboard? Here, it is referring to a photograph. The photograph is of the time when two girls went to the beach for paddling, walking in shallow water. The two girls were holding hands of a big girl, who was about 12 years old at that time. She was the poet's mother. Means, the photograph was taken when her mother was just 12 years old. All three of them smiled through their hair. Means their hair were blowing due to the wind. They were smiling because their uncle was capturing their photograph. And the sea, which appeared to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. As time goes by, the sea doesn't change much. It remains the same. But the girls' feet are transient. Terribly transient. Means, humans are always changing. These little girls became adult women in some years. This shows they're transient, but the sea remained the same.
Some 20-30 years later, she'd laugh at the snapshot. "See Betty and Dolly," she'd say, "and look how they dressed us for the beach." The sea holiday was her past. Mine is her laughter. Both wry, with the labored ease of loss.
Some 20-30 years later, that is, when the poet's mother would be about 40 years old, she would laugh looking at the photograph. She would say Betty and Dolly, how they dressed them for the beach. Where are these Betty and Dolly? Yes. They are the other two girls from the photograph, her cousins. The sea holiday became her past. But her laughter became the past for the poet. Means, the poet's mother has died. Both wry, with the labored ease of loss. Wry, ironic and bitter feeling. Means, both were going through a loss. The mother lost her childhood days. But the poet lost her mother. But somehow, both of them had learned to deal with the loss.
Now, she's been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences.
She's been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. Means, the mother has been dead for about 12 years. The poet is still in the grief of the loss, but she has no words to say at all. Its silence silences. Means, the silence due to the loss, silences the poet. The word silence is used as a person that silences the poet. Thus, the silence silences the poet.